So, the official trailer for Vesemir's prequel is out and we gotta talk about it. In case you don't know, it is once again made by Netflix and this time it's an animated film instead of a live-action series.
Tris Marigold.
It goes by the name of The Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf, and let's see what happens in the trailer. We open up with a shot of a mountain range and two tiny riders on the bottom left corner. It's hard to tell, but they are most likely Vesemir and his Yennefer Wannabe companion. They clearly look like a man and a woman, and one of them looks like he may be carrying his sword on the back of his horse, just as we see in the following shot. Now this appears to be Kaer Morhen itself. I think it even has wolf medallion banners on it. Again, it's difficult to tell, but the location at the base of the mountain is a clear sign.
Do you know what's involved in making a Witcher?
And speaking of Vesemir heading towards Kaer Morhen, the description of the official trailer video says, escaping from poverty to become a Witcher, Vesemir slays monsters for coin and glory. So are we to assume that he just ran away from home and became a Witcher by choice? Who knows?
They're going to poison us. They'll kill us, then bring us back, but we won't be normal.
He talks to someone called Phil.
See, I'm a monster hunter, Phil.
Who, to my disappointment, is not Philippa Eilhart. However, what the sandwich fuck is this monster? It looks like a mixture between a humongous Wraith and a Leshen or something?
If you witches labored for more, just go in.
These pleasures do not pay for themselves. Filavandrel.
And it turns out that the Phil he was talking to is actually Filavandrel.
I was once Filavandrel of the Silver Towers.
The same elf we saw in season 1 of The Witcher show. Now this here, the anime, is much earlier, however elves do live for hundreds of years potentially, so it is possible.
My favourite type of magic, lesbomancy.
Oh, and speaking of elves, after they pass a certain age, they cannot get pregnant. Also, shall we talk about Vesemir in the tub? I will admit that seeing this worries me a little. I don't want The Witcher to become like Star Wars, where they started replacing substance in favor of visual throwbacks. You know, The Witcher 3 opens up with Geralt in a tub, and then Season 1 once again has Geralt in a tub. Then a few episodes later in Season 1, Geralt in a tub again. Now they make a Vesemir movie, and we have Vesemir in a tub. So, you get my meaning. Okay, we're back in Beauclair.
Kill whatever is murdering our people in the woods outside Kaer.
Okay, so it's Kaer, or however it's pronounced. That is the capital of Kedwin. It did remind me of Beauclair though. Also, we see this person impaled by a root, I think. So, if the creature is the same as the one we saw before, then it is most likely a peculiar looking Leshen. Anyway, Vesemir teams up with the sorceress.
I have no intention of playing guide to you, witch.
I know these forests.
Who curiously carries a bow as well. This shot here confirms that what we saw in the beginning was indeed the same couple. And here's why I call her Yennefer Wannabe. Just swap her outfit for black and white, make her hair curly, and she arguably makes a more convincing Yennefer than Yennefer herself. She and Vesemir proceed to fight what I initially thought was a Manticore. It has similar wings and a sting on its tail, I think, but then the head is quite bird-like, so I don't know. Could be the artists are simply taking some liberties with the appearance of monsters. Next, Yennefer blows everything up.
Might have slightly underestimated you. Slightly.
Oh.
Darkness is falling, noon wraiths are rising, the king suspects the witchers of something, Filavandrel is angry at Vesemir for something. Could it be the same thing? And we have Destiny again. Can't have a Witcher without a tub, a Yennefer and a Destiny, it seems. Then a mob with torches is gathering at the gates of Kaer Morhen. Vesemir is to the left, an old Witcher with cool shoulder pads to the right, and in the middle we have two sorcerers, druids, who knows. Old sorcerers are a rare sight, but it's possible. This here is a human attacking an elf or a half-elf. Vesemir's medallion is rolling on the ground. We've got a bunch of monsters, a ghoul or something, perhaps another necrophage, a werewolf, an insectoid-looking thing, Vesemir facing his demons, a cool werewolf shot once again, and finally it becomes clear that he put all his points in the Ard tree. Okay, a few points in Igni as well. Something blows this guy's head off, Yennefer's casting more spells, an Alp appears? I believe this one is an Alp. She seems to be controlling these strange flying monsters though, so I'm not sure. We see an older witcher slicing a guy clean through his plate armor, and Vesemir killing a couple more. Right off the bat, I can't recognize this coat of arms. If anyone can, please let me know down in the comments. Next up we have Vesemir again, possibly under the effects of a potion, trying to Igni someone, an explosion in Kaer Morhen's lab by the looks of it.
Witches! On me!
I only have one question. How is this witcher casting a sign without a hand? Finally, there's a cool looking wolf's head, and that's about it. But before I let you go, we have to talk about timeline. When does this take place? I suppose I should give a minor spoiler warning here. What I'm about to say may not happen in the film, but still. So, is this the same attack that led to the ruin of Kaer Morhen? The one that stopped the training of new witchers? The one where Vesemir was the sole survivor? I don't know, but I think it's not. First off, Vesemir seems a bit too young here, and that attack happened after he was already a established teacher, and also after Geralt, Eskel and Lambert were already trained. If you recall, Geralt remembers training in the old Bastion, which is mostly destroyed in The Witcher 3.
The old Bastion. We trained here as boys.
And he sees the ghost of a boy training to be a witcher who is instructed to hide during the upcoming assault against Kaer Morhen.
A horde. Something's happening. You're to hide. Wait till I come back. Yes, I know you've trained with swords, but you're still shit with them. I want you behind those rocks, and keep your mouths shut.
Pitchfork. No massacre's complete without one.
So Geralt must have already been trained at that point. And as far as we can tell, there are no signs of him in this film. If we saw him somewhere, then I would have said it's the same attack, but for now I'm betting on another assault that happened earlier, back when Vesemir was still relatively young. This may also explain why we see no signs of the Countess Mignole. You know, Vesemir's lover? The film might simply be taking place a few decades before she was even born. Well, unless Netflix decided to change the timeline a bit, which wouldn't be that surprising, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. If you have any ideas about the current timeline, as well as just about anything I talked about, feel free to share them down in the comments. Alright, that was it. Thank you very much for watching. Special thanks to my supporters and YouTube members. And until the next video, stay tuned and be good.